Charity Gaming Guild proudly brings to you
Charity Gaming Guild presents
The Charity Gaming Guild presents
the
Nat Pun
Pun
Podcast.
Good day, good evening, good morning, and good week, our lovely listeners. You are on to that fateful community episode, the one where we talk about shit that you want us to talk about. We could talk about shit forever, always.
Talk shit, mostly.
We do, mostly. And that's right. I'm not just here on my own, guys. You don't have to just listen to me. I am, of course, joined by... I'm not going to try and do words because it's too hot to think of special words.
You try and think of it week after week. It's not easy.
No, it's not. Yeah, I'm very impressed with
No,
you.
that was
So
nice.
that voice you can hear
Sorry.
is, of course, Ash.
Hello.
And then, oddly, being quite quiet down the end is Andy.
What are you saying? I'm always quiet.
Oh, yes, very.
You are now you're dead.
And then
Oh, yeah.
that little giggly smirk was, of course, our lovely John.
Hi, everybody. Hi there.
Hi. So, we have a new event to talk about today. Ooh. Never before seen or done in the history of D&D.
A web slinger.
Oh my. If you haven't listened to last week's episode, just a pause, pop back and enjoy that masterpiece. And you'll know what that reference comes from. So we are, of course, referring to, because you know, our Elite Adventures event that was held in a new venue this year and a new whole experience. So, Ash, tell me, what was the inspiration for Elite Adventures
Well, we have, within the charity, the best DMs in the world.
in the world?
In the world, hands down. Obviously, I couldn't get them, so I had to rely on Andy and John. But
Nice.
Harry's EDM'd as well.
yeah, I got really desperate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to give us, as an organisation, an opportunity to run games where we could pull the stops out and do something bigger or better or different, or run a more complicated adventure aimed at the more experienced player. That was the inspo behind it.
So, for those who might not have been to an event and are looking to come, how would you specify the difference between the Elite Adventures and our normal events?
So the first big difference of Elite Adventures is you can pick your DM. So when we put the tickets up on sale, you got given the name of the adventure and who the DM was, and you could pick which game you wanted to buy tickets for. So the earlier you bought your ticket, the better, because the more choice you had between the different available DMs. So that's the first big difference. And the next big difference is the game itself. The DMs are told to pull all the stops out and just go crazy and do something different or big or unique or interesting. So you're likely to see or experience things at that event that you wouldn't normally experience at other events. And each DM writes their own adventure as well. So it's kind of like the adventure day dialed up to 11.
11?
So longer games with the DMs given more freedom, more space. We all had our own rooms as well. So we didn't have to worry about music or sound or encroaching on each other or anything like that. Apart from we constantly walk through your room.
Yeah.
That's right. It wasn't too disturbing.
No. So yeah, that's kind of the big difference.
So what you're really saying is that the difference is normal games are fecking awesome. The Elite Adventures are really fecking awesome.
Yeah.
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 Definitely.
Now, in the dictionary, we will have that as a consideration for Elite Adventures. Really fecking awesome.
Really fecking.
So, as all three of you were the official DMs for this adventure.
Was I?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where you did.
I don't know that.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know that.
No? The games.
You went mad for this.
Yeah.
You went absolutely crazy for this.
Yeah, I might have done.
So the games that you ran, were they specifically written with the Elite Adventures in mind,
Yes.
or was it something that you kind of had already in the back and you just adapted it? and were like, yes, finally, I can use this?
I wrote mine specifically for the adventures.
I was kind of inspired by something I saw online and thought that looks amazing. I'm going to adapt something similar to that.
Okay.
Mine was specifically written for Elite Adventures as well.
Right. So, with that in mind, what elements did you introduce to your game that kind of stepped it up that level? John, we'll start with you, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
So,
I didn't do anything. Oh, I
Wasn't even there.
Elite what?
so specific in the adventure, I tried to add mechanics that I've not tried before. So the whole adventure was a puzzle. So they were doing a Wizard's Tower style adventure. Each room had doors leading to the next room. If you went through the door one way, you ended up in whatever room A. If you tried to go back through the door, you didn't end up where you come from. That went to a different room. So the whole tower itself was the puzzle. They had to figure out how to navigate and not get lost.
Yeah.
Apparently the answer, which I didn't think of when I was writing it, was the robot that looks after the flowers in the lobby. If you throw flowers through the doors, the robot follows them, and then they can follow the robot around to work out how to go different doors to get back to the starting room, and they kind of mapped it out.
Wow.
I didn't figure they would try that approach at all. But that's,
Players.
yeah, they didn't get everywhere. So that was different. In terms of presenting, we had pocket bars on. I had a projector behind me, so as they were meeting NPCs and fighting monsters, I was able to put the image of what they were meeting and fighting up on the screen behind me, as well as the digital maps on the TV. Main things really.
Andy?
Well, as I say, I saw something online that I wanted to adapt, and I kind of tried to bring in an element of escape room experience into the game. So my players were not sitting around a table for the entire event. I was getting them up off their feet. We were going to one corner of the room, then we were actually going to other rooms to do certain quest kind of puzzles and whatever. And I did introduce a lot of physical props. So that's where I think I might have gone a bit over the top.
Yeah. Every week was like, oh, guess what I bought for Elite Adventures this week, Ash?
Yeah. So
They were cool. They were really cool.
Yeah, so I had lots of props, including a really cool magic trick, which did kind of cost almost half of what I spent in total. I had a candle, and the idea was that they were doing some sort of spell, and when they knew it worked when the candle ignited, and there was a little electric one, 10 quid off Amazon. But it was just battery operated. So you literally had a fake plastic flame, and then you could switch it on with a remote, and then the flame would sort of wiggle and it will glow orange. But then I saw a magic trick that did it for real. It was a proper wax candle, and it would actually ignite with a proper flame.
Yeah.
But it was a bit more than the £10 I spent on Amazon.
Now, we all know what you're like when it comes to flame.
So yeah, it was really gratifying to see, because the first time I got them out of the chair to do something, there was a lot of sort of looking at each other as if, what the but they really embraced it, and they really sort of got into it and seemed to look forward to the next time I got them up and did something. So that was good. Loved it.
Nice. Ash?
I changed the way I presented the games. So I had two screens, one that's in front of my DM screen to put information on, and the other one which was a flat VT team to put up. Dressed the table a little bit as well, so I had like ivy going around one of the screens, some candles and little glass bottles. I had to make a potion throughout the game, so I had the individual ingredients that they could physically be given as they found them, and there was a bubbling cauldron as well. So we made the potion together, we put it all together. And actually created the potion ready for the big boss fight at the end.
I think the mankini you wore as well was particularly.
I think that helped.
Yeah.
I think it did help. I think Gary particularly enjoyed that.
Oh, yeah, he ordered one immediately.
Yes. Yeah. He did ask to borrow mine there and then, but I said, well, Gary, what would I wear?
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, he's not a forward thinker, bless him.
No.
So given that, I love the extra effort you put in, but can you just give our listeners a brief synopsis of what your adventure was actually about? What did they get up to?
Yeah, so in my adventure, essentially a tower had appeared in one of the cities in the world. Everyone had gone in, hadn't come back out, and the group got basically hired to go in and sort it out. When they went in there, it's effectively a wizard's tower adventures. So as they go through things, they find like the wizard's bedroom and the kitchen and the golem workshop, and various other bits and pieces. The overall story was the wizard basically is a plane hopping wizard. She goes around collecting things. By things, it's like celestials, demons, purple worms, because she's trying to breed them, all sorts of stuff. So as they jumped into different rooms, they would find something completely different from the previous room. But anyone that they spoke to was like, oh yeah, I was kind of kidnapped.
Yeah.
So they went down, one of the rooms was a prison cell, and there was a bank of levers. And when they pulled a lever, it correlated to a door opening. And then there might be something friendly, there might be something hostile. Typical players is like, oh, well, we just pull all the levers at the same time. It's like, nice.
Nice.
After upsetting the golem that is there to guard everything, and just protect the tower, which then appeared at the same time as well. And it got chaotic. But yeah, they essentially run round. They had to collect elements of the key as they went round, which then was a physical puzzle they had to put together, which I gave to Andy and Ash, I think, on one Tuesday night, and both of them swore at me and threw it at me and hated it. It probably took them about 15, 20 minutes to get that key together, and Stu and that were at the bottom of the table, like with one half in each hand, two of them trying to put it together. But when they got it together, like they were over the moon about being able to do it. That then unlocked the kind of the final boss fight. Effectively, once they defeated that, they were able to come out of the tower. But again, the wizard in there was dead, or supposed to be dead, but they resurrected the wizard at the end and kind of brought her back and stuff as well, which again didn't expect to kind of happen. So yeah, that was kind of the adventure.
Nice. Andy?
Oh, everyone looking at me now. Okay. Mine was about a cursed town, and descendants of the residents of the town had found a way that perhaps they could remove the curse. But in to do so, they had to sort of find these old family relics. So there was a lot of toing and froing, trying to solve puzzles in order to unlock the clues, if you like, to find these relics. And then they had to remove the curse from the relics in order to then fight the BBEG at the end, which was it was very rewarding. I loved running it, but I love running it so much, it's one I'd like to run again with different audience.
Nice. Ash?
So mine was called Hag's Brew. The group were in Gloomcrest, like a swamp town, and the daughter of I can't remember what village elder, I think, was what I called her. There was something wrong with her. It was a possession adventure. They had to go out and find a hag who had been excommunicated from the village called Beryl the Brown. And then they were sent from Beryl to collect ingredients to make this potion. They take the potion back to the girl, give the girl the potion. The whole exorcist demon thing happens, and there's a 2-form boss fight. So fight the little girl, that's the little girl. And then had to track the physical damage being given to the girl and the non-physical damage, which then affected the story outcome at the end. So if they had used loads of slashing and bludgeoning damage to the girl, they would have actually destroyed her physical body. There's no way the girl could have survived. Whereas like necrotic or radiant damage, that kind of thing, then the body gets maintained, and then the demon comes out and they fight the demon at the end. So I love a possession adventure. So that's what I went for.
What was your favourite moment from each of your games? I'll give you a moment to think about it.
Well, I can go straight away while these guys
go
think.
for it.
So I had painted minis for every part of the adventure, and it was really quite self-gratifying when you put a mini down that you've painted or you've created, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's so cool!" And then the phones come out, and everyone's taking photographs of it. That was really, really cool. There's like a big Spider Queen model I used, a big demon at the end. There were spiders throughout the adventure as well. There were 2 dire trolls, a red and a blue troll. That's what I kind of liked, is seeing people enjoy what I'd created for the adventure.
Nice.
I think for me, one of my favourite bits was watching them trying to figure out how the doors and all of that stuff worked in that tower.
Yeah.
And also when things were going wrong and they were trying to run away, watching the pain of do we jump through doors we haven't yet been through and risk getting completely lost and triggering whatever's next kind of thing. But similar to you, I've made sure I had physical minis for everything. Everything was painted and kind of ready to go. So when they were down in the dungeon and they'd opened all the doors and there was stuff coming out all over the place, some of it was friendly, some of it was just like open door, like there was a succubus just open door. It's like, no, shut our own cell door. We'll go out. Watch them go, well, do we go in there and get her? Do we not? Like just watching them kind of panic, but take action at the same time was, I think, brilliant.
I think there's a couple of points from it. I mean, I've already alluded to part of it about watching them come out of their shells and actually embrace the puzzle side of it, the escape room elements of it. Like Ash mentioned, I mean, I always love to present, gorgeous models as part of it, and that's always a big kick. But I think that for me, the bit that sticks in my mind, and Becca, I'm talking about you, girl, is at one point she was having to search through bowls of beans and custard and rice pudding and tomato soup to find
like
something.
physically actually putting her hands into it.
So I had 4 bowls with tomato ketchup, tomato soup, baked beans, custard and rice pudding, and I had hidden a ring in one of them. And she had to physically find the ring, her and my son Callum, and they were just literally. So Callum was putting a finger in,
right,
and just wishing it around to see if he could find anything that in there. She was putting a hand in, and then when she finished to get her own back, she wiped all the custard on my hand.
Nice.
Thanks, Becca.
Were there any kind of challenges that you had to overcome, whether that was with the prep or actually on the day? Anything that you kind of thought maybe didn't quite go the way you thought it would? Ash, I'm guessing you thought of something already.
Well, yes, which you ended up helping me with after I'd given people the wrong start time for the adventure. We had a few people who weren't late, but were later than other people.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting challenge to overcome.
Yeah. It was fine.
It was fine. Yeah, it was fine. Live and learn and all that.
It gave people a chance to kind of mingle a little bit more and get their drinks ready and kind of figure out where they were going and have a chance to.
Yeah.
Because I think what was nice is because where it was in like this entrance area. It was in like the bar, so you did have people kind of going over and be like, "Oh, what table are you on?" and having a little chat. And getting to know each other.
I thought that was nice though, where you've got that kind of common area of the bar where you can't see the tables necessarily. You don't know what you're going to be walking into, and you have that kind of little pre-game chat.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same for Andy and John as well, but certainly in my room around the table, everything felt really relaxed on the day as well.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't. Sometimes I feel like, as much as I love the adventure day and I love the campaign day and the November game, there always feels like a time pressure. Like we've got to be finished by this time. We're tracking 12 hours of D&D, or we've got a second DM that's about to run, or you need to make sure your characters are created in time to allow time for the adventure. Didn't feel those sorts of pressures at that event. It felt like we were just going to play a game of D&D.
Yeah.
And just have some fun with it. I really like that.
Nice.
I know that doesn't answer the question you actually asked, but
I did. You said about the timing tips in it. It's fine. I'm flexible. I'm not. John, Andy, any challenges you had?
Yeah, hiding the bank statement so the wife couldn't see how much I spent on props.
Oh dear.
Because, yeah.
But it's reusable props, surely.
Oh, they are. Yeah, absolutely. Well, apart from the custard and.
you saw you've had other dinner.
You ate it.
Well, yeah, I do, yeah. Well, I think Callum did eat the custard actually.
Amazing. Nice.
No, it felt to me that it went as well as I could have expected. I mean, I was apprehensive because it was something completely new, something I'd never tried before.
Yeah.
But it felt like it went as well as could be expected, and certainly the way that the players embraced it, they seem to have enjoyed it. I'm hoping that's the case. But no, I don't think anything really went wrong. I mean, again, when you do get puzzles and props and whatever, you do wonder, well, what if it goes wrong, or what if they can't solve the puzzle, and how am I going to help them with that? But it was fine.
Yeah. So the day went fine. I was all right on the day. I didn't. One part of the adventure I perhaps hadn't anticipated was that they would jump through doors independently, like different doors at the same time. They got a split party for a while, which was it's the first time I've had to properly manage a split party whilst different groups are getting into different combats. And of course, they then run away from the combat by jumping into more rooms.
Right.
It got a bit chaotic for a little bit, so that was a challenge, but it was fine. But the prep for it, I hated. Absolutely hated the prep for it because I was so conscious it had to be really good. I think as well with you kind of talking about your physical props and stuff like that, I ended up in a bit of like analysis paralysis, as it were, trying to prep. It took ages and it felt like so much effort to prep for what actually turned out to be a really good kind of day. So, which I don't normally get. So, don't get it for the adventure day or any of the others because it's like, okay, cool. It's like,
I guess I put pressure on you a little bit, hadn't I? So make it the best adventure ever.
I think
just pull all the stops out.
Yeah, just not having the time as well with work and other stuff as well, trying to fit in around all of that stuff. But yeah, I did not enjoy the prep for it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Once I got the adventure written and it was on to like painting minis and stuff, it was fine. But it took ages, like months for me to write. Was it like a month before you messaged going, how you going? It's like, yeah, I still haven't really adventure, like for 4 weeks before. I haven't finished. So yeah, didn't enjoy that part.
Was there anything that you had planned that you didn't get around to using on the day?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can you expand on that, or is it super secret squirrel?
No, so the guys skipped some of the rooms.
Okay. So it's all just
one of the rooms had a couple of purple worms in, stuff like that, and instead of, if anyone touched the sands, that was the kind of the trigger.
Nice.
And they just kind of, they found ways to fly over it or jump over it or just bypass those kind of encounters. But if they'd triggered everything, we'd have run out of time anyway. Yeah. So, they're part of the adventure that you prep more than you deliver. And, but other than that, nothing particularly got skipped. Nothing of importance, really.
I skipped one encounter.
Yeah.
So whenever I write an adventure, and the guys who read the adventures I write for our big events will know this, I always put stuff in that I can take out.
Yeah.
And that won't affect the story. So there was an encounter where, obviously you'll know this because you're playing, they'd made the potion and were heading back from where the hag was to town.
Yeah.
And they would encounter Zaphons out of the roadside, which would have just given more narrative and flavour to what was actually going on, and more narrative about the hag and how the hag had got into the position they were in, and the relationship between Zaphon and the hag and the girl and the village elder. But that would also drop a hint as to how to beat the boss fight at the end. It was only sort of a 20-25 minute encounter, so it wouldn't have been a massive thing.
Yeah.
But it was enough to, if I put it in, we would have run over.
Right.
But we didn't. We finished on time.
Okay.
I think we did anyway.
Yeah,
I finished entirely when I intended to.
Exactly. And then?
I think for me, the only thing that didn't quite go to plan is, and it was early in the game, when I was getting them up from the table, when I was sort of saying, right, okay, there are clues hidden around the room, go and find the clues. But as part of one of the props, I had a series of books that were lined up as a bookshelf. And they started exploring those, and no, don't do that because there's things on there that you're not supposed to see just yet. So I had to kind of, step away, come on. But other than that, no. I mean, it went, as I say, as well as I could have hoped. But I think that was probably more through luck than judgment. I don't think there was anything I did that actually made it go that well. I just think I was very fortunate that
You still wrote the adventure and prepared everything. So
Well, yeah.
without you, obviously, wouldn't have happened.
I also think, like you say, we're running for more players who have played before and stuff like that. Players know the cues and they know when to kind of move on from things if it's and not, they pick up on DM cues not to poke certain things sometimes.
Sometimes,
Depends on the player, sometimes. But you say kind of, not that table. Like that's from a player's perspective. It's just like, oh, okay, that's not for this part of the adventure, isn't it? Kind of thing. It's a space limitation.
If you were to run the same games again, or do the whole event day again, is there anything that you would change, having experienced it now once? For the better or for the worse?
Yeah, I'd definitely change the custard because I think that'd probably be off by now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's out of date.
Yeah.
And in this heat as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could run my adventure again without changing anything. I think I would, for me, I would just prep a bit more about how to handle a split party because it was good. It was bound to happen, and I kind of knew it was going to. I don't think I was quite prepared for the chaos that causes. So I would prepare myself a little bit differently, I think, for how that adventure runs. I wouldn't change anything else.
I don't think I would change anything.
No?
No. I think people as was.
I don't think I would need to change anything, but me being me, I would probably be thinking, okay, so what other props could I get and work into it? But yeah, no, I mean, I could, and I have said in the past that I would quite happily run that again for a different audience.
So the overall kind of outlay of the day and what happened was that we got people to get there for, I think it was meant to be 10, but there possibly was a thing that said 10:30, but it's fine because it was everybody that was new was there at the correct time and was there almost early, and it was all of our regulars who were the ones who turned up.
Which sort of threw me. I'm like, well, where's this person?
Yeah.
This is really unlike them. Something's wrong. I was like, it's not just people not showing up.
Yes. But we got everybody in and they came into the main room, and we had, as part of it being Elite Adventures, we had some little goodies
Forgot about the
to
goodie.
give away. So they got a CGG personalised notepad, which Andy is holding up and is fashioning, which you can't see, but it's very nice. They got a dice bag with all individual dice.
The bag was had the logo on, didn't it?
And yes, the bag even had the logo. And my dice rolled quite well. So I was pleasantly surprised with those. And a pen. Everybody gets, or a pencil. It was some sort of writing.
I'd also
utensil.
just like to say they got to be greeted by you, Bertie, as our event organizer for the
Did.
day. So Ash Fun got great from being event organizer, and your delivery of "here's your pen, dice, and book" to Zeke was one of my highlights of the day. I have never seen such a better welcome speech.
I think it did. It definitely changed slightly between the people that I'd met before and the people that I hadn't met before, because I realised that the not blinking and just staring at them while I spoke for 5 minutes might have been slightly intimidating to those who had never experienced kind of scenario before. But it was good. We definitely had some new faces, which I think was really nice.
Some faces, not just new faces, but new faces that have come back.
Yes.
So new regular people, new members, in fact.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think part of that is potentially because of the location. I think because a lot of our stuff is all in the same location, which is great. It means that it's easily memorable for people. But I think there are some of those who find it difficult to travel. And I think we have had some feedback from some people who have said that it's not easy to get to them. So we're always open and interested for new venues. So if any of our listeners happen to know of a venue near you that would be suitable and they would like us to come to your area to play a little gamey game, whether it's Elite Adventures or something else, then let us know. Get in the Discord, let us know your location, where you are, and then we can definitely branch out, because I think that's something that we're keen.
We've done it
to
before.
do.
We'll
Yeah.
do it again.
Very much so. Did you get any feedback on the day from the members who were playing with you that kind of stuck in your mind?
The usual kind of thank yous.
Yeah.
That was great at the end of the day.
So it was well received.
Yeah, well received.
Yeah.
We got some really lovely feedback from a new guy who was on our table.
Yeah.
How much he enjoyed it. How much he wants to come play with us more regularly in campaigns and things like that as well. He's coming to the campaign day. So
Fantastic.
look forward to seeing him then. And I'm
Yes.
trying to find him a spot on Tuesday nights. Just waiting for one of the DMs to come back to me to say whether they can facilitate for another player or not.
Facilitate.
I think one of the players from my table signed up to become a Patreon member,
Yes.
which
yeah,
I think mostly because of Stuart's sales pitch. But between the game and Stuart Sales pitch, they kind of signed up to become
Yeah.
a member, which is pretty high praise, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Stick with us like that.
Yeah. I say from the murmurings I heard, it was definitely very well received. I think people were very impressed with the amount of effort, and I say thank you on behalf of everybody who went for all the effort that you guys put into it. It's one of those tricky ones because like you said, you have to pick your DM, and I was like, Ash hasn't DM'd in so long. I was like, I've got to be on that table. But then having like sneaky squirrel tidbits of information of what was happening on the other tables, I was like, but can I be on those tables as well?
Yeah. You want to do it all, you can't.
Yeah, definitely one. It's definitely worth it. If you're thinking about it or you came to the last one and you want to come again, I think it's going to be amazing. And my hope is that we can even make it bigger, maybe more DMs.
It was initially 4 DMs.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, one of the guys had to drop out.
Yeah.
But
Happens, life happens.
Yep.
And
I think, given the venue at the time, though, I think that was probably a good thing.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
They were renovating some of the areas, weren't they?
Yeah, you could have fit another table in the room I was in.
Mhm.
It would have
Part of
condensed
that
it wide,
experience, I was having those rooms to ourselves
Yes.
to do what we needed to do. So,
Yeah. It's be good, but bigger and better is always exciting.
Definitely.
So here's the question: when it happens again,
Because it is.
because it's definitely happening. Would you want to run or would you want to play?
I've not done.
Ignoring the fact of the constraints of who would run if you were playing in the perfect world.
I've not asked anybody to DM for the next one yet, so I'm interested to hear these two's answers.
Yeah. No pressure, guys. No pressure.
I feel like I need 2 years to recover from prepping for that.
I mean, part of me would want to run again to see if I could top what I did last time.
Nice.
Kind of in the same boat, but I'd also like to be a player. So,
Make it a 2-day event, and we can
2-day event.
2-day event.
I mean, it is being
Ooh.
held in a hotel, so we could do one day, sleep there that night, and then just start again the next morning. It's always an option. You could get the
Or
best
we
of both
just,
worlds.
I would
and we
run
make it a sponsored event, 24 hours.
God.
I think Andy, not this Andy, the Andy who runs the Brandon House Hotel, may have a slight heart attack if he has to run the bar for 24 hours.
I can run it.
I think now we've done one, I'd be more willing to run again.
Yeah.
Because I think that the panic and the pressure I was feeling was put on by myself. And I don't, as much as your props were awesome, I don't think they were necessary to the level that you did them. Not in.
Ooh, we got
in
some
a-
DM on
shots
DM.
fired.
Hey,
No,
ladies and gentlemen.
Not what I mean. In order to run a elevated game, you don't have to do that.
Oh, no,
style.
you're right. Absolutely you don't.
And I feel like I was trying to keep pace with your style of DMing.
Yeah, no,
and that's
you-
not my style of
no.
DMing, and
Yeah.
I realised that quite late in the
No,
day. So I
you
put
don't have
pressure
to
on
at all.
myself
You're
to
right.
kind of emulate what I thought you were doing.
No,
a little
making
bit.
a game elite is not about doing what I did. I mean, that's just my style. That's just, but yeah, your games were as elite, if not more so than mine, but for different reasons.
Interesting point,
It was
though.
the first time it had
Yeah.
been run.
It's
so
what's your
I wasn't sure what
interpretation
it
of
was.
elite?
Yeah,
Because elite
exactly.
can be dressing up the entire room and having
Yeah.
everybody in fancy dress and a really immersive experience. It can be like a legit fire going off in it and you've got to put it out and it's props and all things, or
Yeah.
it could be just the level of
The quality
kind
of the
of-
maps, the quality of the miniatures,
but-
the quality of the story.
Yeah,
Chris Lay, it could just be that you prepare.
that's right. But it also can be, I think, for me in games where I felt like they're the most impactful is the ones where the DM somehow links parts of your character into that game. So regardless of whether it's a one shot or if it's a campaign, it always feels like an elite game when you're just just having a little bit of fun, and then something is mentioned, or there's a character that appears and it's got something to do with your character's backstory. So it's not even the fact that you have to have like a massive set or huge props or anything like this. Sometimes it's just that little nobody. Sometimes it's just that little personal. No one has any context for why I just said.
No.
I know what there's a dog and he just did a little so context. But it's different for the different people. I think that's what I was kind of excited to see, is what the interpretations were for what elite meant. Because I was also interested to get feedback from our players that came and go like, what were you expecting from the day? And was it in line with what you expected? Was it completely different? What did you like? What did you maybe think, oh, this is crazy? So if any of our players are listening, please get the Discord. Let us know. Give us our feedback, because it just helps to make it bigger and better.
Well, I know one of my players would give me an absolute glowing review, because if he doesn't, I'll write him out of the will.
Yes.
I got a Jack Award, Jack nomination on the back of mine.
Did anybody else?
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know, I haven't. Yeah, I did. I got a Jack nomination, which was nice.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of for me at least, that would be like the ultimate praise for it, because you can only nominate one person. So if someone's gone out of their way to give you their vote for any of your games, and all four of us have got at least one nomination.
Ooh, sneaky peek behind the curtain there, guys. And that's pretty impressive, because you guys have DM'd so many times and I've done it once, baby. I must have made a real impression. So it's good. I think having the opportunity to get that feedback from the players is really impactful, and it's a nice little buzz for people who run, because you kind of go, putting all this effort in. Is it worth it? Definitely think it is.
I always find the end of an adventure. You'll finish the adventure and you'll do the climax and everything. And, oh, that's a great game. Well, every part of me wants to say, did you enjoy it? What did you like? What didn't you like? What could have been better?
Yeah.
I have to try and not do that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you're going to get a genuine answer straight away. I think people are going to tell you what they think you want to hear. Whereas if you could take that feedback in a different way, which is what the Jack Awards are really good for, or even just contact us through Discord or something like that.
I think that's possibly more true if they've got something that they weren't overly happy with. I think people will be very happy to say, oh, that was brilliant, thank you, well done.
Yeah.
But if it was, do you know what, that didn't really work for me, I didn't like it, they might be a little less willing to sort of give that information to you, especially face to face.
And there's also sometimes getting asked directly after it's finished, you're like, I don't know what happened. I need time to process what just happened and come down off this high of what they did there, and have a chance to mull it over, which is always good. Well, on behalf of all of the players, thank you so much, gentlemen, for all of the effort and time and money that you put in prepping this for us. And whether you run it again next year or do you decide to play along the rest of us, it's going to be so freaking awesome, guys.
Just ask, have we had other people express an interest in running next year?
Yes.
Lots, or just a
A couple. Yeah, I think Elite Adventures has that kind of, what's the word before? That expectation that you will need to go above and beyond. So I'm not expecting floods of people to come to me to ask the DM. There's a couple of people that have, and I'll make the decision whether or not I invite them to DM. Nearer the time, depending on what their idea is. If we're in the nice position where I've got more people that want to DM that can DM, well then I'll just pick the best adventures, what I think is the best. And then maybe even run a second Elite Adventures at some other point during the year. So it's, there's no reason why anyone who wants to DM shouldn't be able to DM, as long as we're happy they can give us the quality of game we want to best represent the charity.
Absolutely.
All for more events.
All for more!
And more for all.
You thank us for running, but I think we thank all the players for coming as well.
Yes.
Because they're the people that are part of their hard-earned cash to support us and come along to our events. Not just Elite Adventures, but every event.
Well, and Andy for allowing us to use the
Yeah,
venue,
of course,
and
Andy.
Bertie and Gary for being so supportive in the organisation, and
Yeah.
we had Susie's stall there as well, did we
Yeah.
not? When
Yeah,
she
we
was
had
selling
some merch,
yeah.
some coasters and some keychains, which might be at some other events as well if you keep your eyes out. So I think as of this episode going out, the next event that is available is the campaign day, which do we have any tickets left? Fully sold out,
Fully
guys.
sold out.
Whee!
The only way tickets might come available is if someone cancels and they can't make it, then I will make more tickets available that way.
How many tables is that?
4 will be the biggest campaign day we've ever had.
Wow.
4 tables. We only put 5 players on each table for the campaign day because a whole other element to the game, which is making the character.
Mm-hmm.
So it eases the pressure a bit on the DM.
Yeah.
But loads of tickets are available for Rise of the Ancients in November still, including 7 VIP tickets.
And is there, between now and then, is there another fuel game? Am I correct?
There is another Fuel game. To come along to that one, you'll need to contact Colin at Fuel and arrange tickets through him. But it would be lovely to see some of our down south players come up north with us and start mixing our pools of people.
What's the date? Let us know. When is that one?
So that
That's a
adventure
good
is
question.
running later this year. It will be held
I'm thinking is it like a September-ish?
It is. In fact, it's the 26th of September-ish.
26th of September-ish, which is a weekend.
It is a Saturday. It is a 12-hour sponsored game.
Okay.
So raise some money, and there's some extra stuff I'm going to trial at that one. So one of the things I love about Fuel is we test things for November.
Yeah.
It's kind of my testing ground. So none of you were at Fuel, were you?
Yeah.
Fuel.
No.
So I'm not going to say what it is. We trialled something. We've done 2 Fuel events this year.
Yeah.
We trialled something earlier this year, which will be happening in November. And we're going to trial something in September, which will also happen in November. So in November, I'm going to take both the Fuel things and switch them together.
But the Fuel event is a different storyline to the November one.
Yeah.
So if you come to that one, you're not going to be spoiling anything. You're not going to be playing the same game in November. It's completely separate.
Quite the opposite. You'll actually be writing part of the November adventure. The outcome of the Fuel adventures for this year directly inform Rise of the Ancients in November.
And if it's going to be on the 26th of September, if someone from down south turned up, would he get a birthday cake?
Birthday
Is it you?
Of course.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Yes, you would.
But you'd have to talk to Colin.
You'd have to Colin.
Yeah.
I'm sure Colin would. So Colin has told me he's confident he can sell both events out. He sold out the last one, but I'd love to put pressure on him a little bit to make him do more for us. So anyone who wants to go, just Google Fuel CIC and contact him. Grab a ticket. I don't think you've got the tickets on sale yet. I think the tickets go on sale in July.
Okay.
But
So-
if you contact him, he might have a waiting list or something.
So by the time this episode is out,
Oh yeah, shit, yeah, of course.
you guys go look. You should be able to get them.
Yeah, this will be the last week.
If there's any left, I mean, my gosh, get in there quick, guys.
They've got some really good regular players up there. Are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I should name drop them. Should I name drop them?
Go on.
Bobby, he's great. Willem, great. Dave Irons, fantastic. Colin, the guy who owns it, amazing. Jess is so enthusiastic about the games we play up there as well. Oh my god, now I feel under pressure to name all of them.
Only name the ones you are confident you've got
I
the
feel like you
names
should list
of.
everybody who attended.
Yeah, every game ever.
Ruben. Ruben's an interesting character because obviously we've been up there for 5 years. It's our 5-year anniversary of Fuel, and he's come to every single event, and we've kind of seen him grow up over the past 5 years. He's gone from being a little child,
Yeah.
and now I turn up and he's bigger than me. I'm like, oh, where did this happen? It's nice to see people sort of grow up as well.
Yeah, I can't wait until that happens to me.
Until you grow up.
To grow up.
Oh, we've got a while to wait. Oh, there's AJ as well, who comes along to the events. I'm forgetting loads of people. I know I am, but they're all great players. And the thing I really love about it is Colin deals with the table allocations.
Yeah.
So we just turn up and play. I'm not going to worry about it.
Nice.
But they have a Discord server too. So you can go and join their Discord server. And you'll see me on their Discord server. We've got our own channel in their Discord server.
Nice.
So we can communicate with all of their players. And he made me an admin so I can boot everyone else off.
Bye-bye.
rewritten to us. No, I'm not going to do that, really.
No, we never would.
Debs.
No, my name's Bertie.
No, I know your name, Bertie. So there's a lady that plays called Debs, and for the life of me, I can't remember her son's name. She came along to the first year, and I've never seen someone like grow so quickly into the game. She's so passionate about playing paladins. She plays a paladin every single year, and it's absolutely fantastic. So much fun. Yeah, so they're a great bunch of people. Not that our regular bunch aren't. Maybe I'll show some of our regular bunch out another time.
Yeah, another time.
They can wait.
That's fine. So thank you very much for listening, guys. We're looking forward to seeing you at future events, hearing from you in the Discord, and we hope you're enjoying this, what should be hopefully lovely weather still in the UK. If you're from other countries, we hope you're safe and happy, and, well, ta-ta. Say ta-ta, guys.
Ta-ta, guys.
Ta-da. Welcome everyone and howdy. We're going to sort of put out a special thanks to all our Patreon members. I will kick us off with our Ruby members. We have Onyx12 Nix, One Fish, and I will be having words with your parents for why they gave you such strange names. Josh, Alberta, Becca M, Paul C, Lil May and Niall.
And our Sapphire members, Kylie, Dave R and Gary.
Emerald members, Michael, Samantha and Stuart.
And our Diamond Geezers, Andy, Zeke, Chris L, Martin, David F, John, Bertie and Ash.
And of course that just is our Ruling Council Patreon tier members, Chris BT, Sophia and JP. Thank you to all of our Patreon members for supporting everything we do, and if you want to shout out on the Nat Pun podcast, head over to patreon.com/charitydnd and sign up today.